Hi everyone, this is Eileen here from SingaporeOLevelMax.com. Today I'll be sharing with you the three basic techniques in differentiation. The first technique that we'll be looking at is what we call chain rule. So how do we differentiate the question in front? Now first thing, notice that chain rule is for a question that looks in this form, whereby you have a bracket to the power. So when you see this is what we do to differentiate. Step 1, power front. Step 2, power reduced by 1. So from 5, it will become 4. And step 3, differentiate within. So you have to ask yourself, what do you get when you differentiate 3x squared minus 4? The answer will be 6x. And what you need to do next is just to simplify, and you are done with differentiation using chain rule. So in general, what is the formula for doing so? This is the general formula that you see. Power front, power reduced by 1, and this last part here is what we get when we differentiate within. Now let's go on to the next rule in differentiation. The second rule is called product rule. When do we use this rule? When you see your variable, in this case x, being multiplied. Hence the name product rule. Now for those of you who are totally new to this is what I suggest. Do side working. Ask yourself, what do you get when you differentiate x plus 4? You'll have 1. What do you get when you differentiate x cubed minus 2? You'll have 3x squared. Please notice that we have not started product rule yet. So how do we carry on from here? Product rule says you differentiate the first part and you copy the second part. So I just copy x cubed minus 2 plus, right now you differentiate the second part. I have 3x squared, and you copy the first part. Basically we have completed product rule differentiation. So the next step you want to do is perhaps to simplify it. And your final answer will be 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 2. So allow me to recap using a general formula. So basically what you see here, both u and v are function of x. What does it mean? Which means to say, in u there is a variable x, and in v there is variable x. So what we can do is we differentiate u as represented by du dx, and you copy v, plus, right now you switch the order. You differentiate your v, which is represented by dv dx, and you copy u. So this is product rule, used when your unknown is in the form of product. And I usually use a dotted line to remind myself that product rule is in action. Let us now take a look at the last rule. It's called quotient rule. And quotient rule is very often used when you see a fraction, like what we have right now. Same thing, I will suggest you to do side working. Differentiate your numerator first. This will give us minus 1. Differentiate your denominator, which will give us 2. Quotient rule says you differentiate the numerator, which I get minus 1, and you copy the denominator, minus Now you differentiate the denominator, which is 2, copy the numerator over the square of the denominator. So at this step, you are basically done with differentiation. What happened next is just simplification. So I'm going to simplify my numerator. So the final answer in this case will be minus 7 over 3 plus 2x whole thing square. Let us recap quotient rule using a general formula. Now, if you are given a fraction like in this case u over v, so what you can do to apply quotient rule, you differentiate your numerator, which is represented by u, copy your denominator, minus, differentiate your denominator now, represented by dv dx, copy the numerator represented by u over denominator square. We have come to the end of this video on differentiation techniques 101. The three main rules: chain, product, and quotient rule. These are all fundamental techniques that you must be very good with before you can proceed on for other higher level differentiation. Thank you for listening to me, and for all maths tips and strategies, please go to singaporeolevelmaths.com. Goodbye.